Different day, different guests. Welcome to another episode of Change to the Pen. I'm your host, Basin Siambulance. Today, I'm in the midst of the Robotics Club, and they're here, of course, to break down what the Robotics Club is basically about and some other interesting things. So, without further ado, let's dive right into the interview. People, hi.
Good.
Yeah, I'm very much okay, and I'm actually super excited that we have this sort of setup where I have more than one person I'm interviewing because, of course, all the time whenever I'm doing these interviews, it's a one-on-one thing. So I'm really looking forward to see how it's going to actually play out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So to begin with, you can introduce yourselves, your name, the program you're doing, and anything else that you think and feel that people should know about you.
Oh, okay. Hi guys. My name is Gibson Mwale. I'm a CCA mechatronic student, and I'm the president for the Robotics Club. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Aliyon Tembo. I'm a final year computer engineering student, and I'm a software engineer by profession, and I'm also the vice president for the robotics club.
My name is Jonathan Simwenga. I'm a fifth year electromechanical engineering student. I'm actually in my final year. I'm the project coordinator for the robotics club. Thank you.
All right. So my first question is, can you try to break down what the robotics club is basically about? And yeah, if possible, you can just try to tell a bit about the history, of course, of the club.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Besson. Yeah. This club, Robotics Club, it was formed in 2022. Yeah, that was when Mr. Lamek Kaneki was a patron. He's one of the lecturers from the School of Engineering. And then the president by then was Timanani. Yeah, the name was Timanani. And then, that was like when it was formed.
Okay.
But I can say it was officially like launched out in 2023. Mr. Lamek Kaneki still stood to be the patron of the club, and then the president was Kayombo Yamvo. And since that year 2023 until now, the club has been going like that.
Interesting. So, what is robotics club basically about?
Okay, I think just to summarize, like what Robotics Club is basically, I can say this is more like a hub, okay, like a hub, like a center of excellence in science education, research, innovations, and yeah, that is just like within school, like the university itself, and beyond the campus, because we are not just like limited to like the students here at CBU. Like we are so much of inclusive. Yeah.
Wonderful. For any company, any club, of course, any organization, there are qualifications, of course, that you have to meet in order to be a part of it. And I believe this club, of course, has got things that you have to, of course, meet, things that you have to be, things that you have to, of course, present in order for you to be accepted as a member. So, what are those things? What should one be or do to be a part of the robotics club?
Okay, so qualifications are simple actually. So for you to be part of the robotics club, you just need to be curious. So that's like the most basic thing. So it doesn't matter which school you're from, whether you're into business, whether you're not an engineer. It's not only for engineers; it's for everyone. And it's
Interesting.
not only for students. We also have members from the external body. So whether you're not a student at CBU, from where you can be, you can still be part of the robotics club. So you just need to be curious. You just need to be innovative and whatnot. So those are things that we look for when it comes to memberships.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so of course, like for each one of you, of course, to keep on being part of this group, to keep on attending every single meeting, being part of every activity that happens. Of course, that basically means that this club has been adding value to your lives, of course, in one way or the other. So I would like to know personally for each one of you the sort of benefits that you've been getting from being a part of this club.
Okay, so to start with, for me, I've been a member of the robotics club from the time I was in first year.
Okay.
That's like 4 years ago. So I've been a member for 4 years. So throughout the years, I've learned a lot from the robotics club, from just being an ordinary member to becoming an executive and being the vice president. So throughout that transition, I've gained a lot of skills. I've learned a lot about leadership, even soft skills like electronics, when it comes to engineering and stuff like soldering, PCB design, all those things. So the robotics club usually has workshops that teach different skills that you wouldn't learn in a classroom setup. And also because we're not we don't mostly do theory. Most of the things that we do are practical. So we do a lot of practical work when it comes to projects. So all those expose us to skills. So I've benefited a lot when it comes to skills development, and also being a vice president has also taught me a lot about leadership. So those are some of the things that I've learned. And then also, we also do have industrial tours that expose our members to the industries, different industries, for example, like the mines. So those tours also teach us a lot about what we should expect when we go into society after getting our degrees.
Okay.
Okay, so for me, I would say like gained a lot from this club. Um, like my friends say, like from being like an ordinary member to just like be part of the executive, to transit again to be the vice president, and for me to be like the president, it's really been like a lot of advantages to me from this same club. I can point out some things like it's no longer a secret. Um, like in classes, we do much of the theories. We don't do like much of the practicals.
Yeah,
Like
true.
you just been told, oh, go and study this, go and study that, and that, and that. But this club, like we are like a hands-on team. Like we focus much on like the practicals, like to develop our skills in each person. For example, like for me, I would say like I've learned even like how to do like the soldering, the welding. Remember some projects that we do, they involve like welding, like soldering, like programming like that. Those are some of the skills I can point out to say like, okay, I have gained from this same club, and so many other things I can say.
Great.
Alright, personally for me, I would take forever just to talk about the benefits and what I've benefited from this club, but I'll summarize it. Mainly, it's exposure. Okay, that's what most of us lack. So the robotics club provides you with exposure to some of the things, especially the practical part, which we barely see in classes and stuff. And then the other thing that I've also benefited is networking, because the more you come here, you meet one of the smartest people in Zambia. Okay, so you're building network. So networking is also very important, and that's one thing I've also developed from this club. Apart from that, part of leadership, it has been a long year so far, and for me, I'm the project coordinator. So we have ups and downs and stuff like that, but it taught me on how to overcome some of the challenges and how to work around different people and stuff. And so there are a lot of things that I can talk about, but I think those are the things I can talk about right now. And I would advise people to join the robotics club because it gives you enough exposure. You're free to do whatever you want as long as it's within the regulations and stuff. You get to learn a lot, okay, and also have the exposure and the networking, which is very important. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so if I remember correctly, that was 2 or 3 years ago. You guys actually did make an electric vehicle, right? Yeah, that was something that was like really massive, and a lot of people, of course, were mind blown, of course, seeing you guys making something of that sort. Yeah, and I would like to know, like, for this academic year, that's one thing that you, of course, made something in something like that, something I can call a highlight, of course, of the year, something that when you look back at, you are really proud of yourselves for having put it together. It might be an event, it might be an actual project. Yeah, what has been the highlight of this particular academic year for the robotics club?
One thing that I can point out as the biggest highlight is the workshops that we've been having. So we had three major workshops this academic year. So these workshops introduced our members to the basics of electronics. So it was a series of workshops that go from coming up with an idea, implementing it, and basically learning different aspects of engineering. For example, how to do CAD designing, how to program, how to work with microcontrollers. And the reason why I would say this is the biggest highlight is because looking at I would say the value that the members got from these workshops was quite overwhelming, and the numbers that we got from these workshops. So not only did we have students from the Corporate Belt University attending those workshops, we also had students from other universities or other colleges. For example, we had Sinozam coming through. We also had high school pupils from Trident College or coming all the way from Solwezi just to come and attend the workshop. So you can see how big the workshop was.
Yeah.
So it was really beneficial for members. They learned a lot of things. And then for some, they took those skills that they learned from those workshops and worked on their projects. Some are even in final year, they learned one or two things about how they can go about their final year projects. So that was really amazing. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we've done this academic year.
Right, interesting. For me, I've actually done, of course, projects just in engineering. Of course, fourth year I had a project, fifth year I had a project, and one thing that I noticed was that for both of those projects that I did, I encountered certain challenges, and just observing like from what my colleagues, of course, were doing, they also did experience challenges. And one thing that I concluded from this is that there is no project that you can make without encountering roadblocks or challenges. So for you, since you're basically a project making club, most of the things that you do are projects and stuff. Yeah. So can you share with me, share with the viewers, the challenges that you've been facing, of course, in order to bring together these ideas and of course bring them to life.
Okay, so when it comes to the challenges, first of all, you have to the fact that we are within CBU, so we also exist within some of its legal frameworks. So we're not autonomous. We can't just do things on our own. So some things that we need to do, things that we do are regulated. You can't just do anything. So sometimes you may find that you want to do something in the school, but the school doesn't permit. So that's I would point out as one of the challenges. And then the biggest challenge when you're working on a project is funding. So you can have the brightest idea, you can have the best idea, but at the end of the day, you still need to probably procure some equipment to use, buy components and whatnot. So funding has also been one of the biggest roadblocks to some of the projects that we wanted to work on this year. So we tried our best to mitigate that. We probably tried to organize some fundraising activities here and there, but funding has really been a big issue when it comes to working on projects. I think that's one thing that I can highlight.
But we're almost coming to the close of the interview, so I would like to know if currently you have any projects that you are working on.
Okay, I think I'll talk about one and the guys can pick up from there. So we do have a number of projects that we've been working on this year. One that I'll talk about is a digital scoreboard. So within the university, we do have sports faculty. We have basketball, we have football, we have different sports. But one thing that we've noticed is they do not have a scoreboard. And then as part of our mission as a robotics club within CBU, instead of just us being known for or known as the guys that built an electric vehicle, that doesn't really solve any problem for the school. So we're also trying to look at challenges that we can solve as a robotics club within the school. So that's one of the things that we noticed and said, okay, what if we could build a scoreboard and donate it to the school sports faculty? So throughout the academic year, we've been trying to build a scoreboard project that can be used for different sports. And right now, that project has been worked on. I would say, when it comes to the work, I would say maybe 70% of the work has been done. So now what's left is we just needed some funding to maybe finish up buying certain equipment that we need. But we've built the show itself. We've even had conversations with the dean from the School of Engineering, the dean for the school, and also the head of sports, so that we can get them on board on this project.
Yeah.
Alright, and the other project that I would like to make mention is a LPG gas detector system. It's like an IoT device that we're currently working on, which is able to detect gas. Yeah. So most of the times, most people use cylinders, in houses. So those, if there's any leak, and then they're exposed to maybe to fire and stuff, those things can explode and stuff. So we're working on an LPG gas detector system. So that will be able to notify people in the house, or for example, in the surrounding. I can just give an example of the surrounding, so that if there is any harmful like gas, for example, the LPG, which is mostly used in the house for the gas cylinders and stuff, to be able to notify them. Although yes, we're about to conclude, yeah, but we're currently still working on it to perfect it. Yeah, that's also one of the projects that we're currently working on.
Right. Great.
Okay, so like the third one,
Mm.
I can't say like it's a project that we began from the scratch.
Mhm.
Okay, there is one big machine. If you go like to the school of engineering under the mechanical department,
Mm.
yeah, we have got this machine in the mechanical lab. It should be a Siemens Festo S7 S7 Z1500.
Mhm.
So that is one of the machines that they use in production, like manufacturing companies. For example, I would say the Zambian breweries. Yeah, that's the machine that they use there. So that machine has been there, and
Mm.
I'm sure like when it was brought in, it used to work because I remember in 2023 I saw some videos of it like working, but since then the machine has been like down. So the school engineering dean had to entrust us with the same machine like to work on it and breathe some life to it again. And yeah, my team and I like we've been uh, like going there to check out like what's wrong with it, like how can we fix it and where can we start from. And yeah, we've been going there, and so far I would say we are about is it about 70%, 80% done? Yeah, somewhere there because we
Mhm.
figured out like a lot of issues that it had and we fixed them.
Mhm.
Right now it's able to run, but we just have like to do one or two, three final touches, then we're done with it also. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then another project that we were planning to work on is building a robot. So obviously we're known as a robotics club.
Yeah.
So I think it's imperative for us to build a robot because almost everyone expects that the fact that we're called the robotics club, we're going to have robots somewhere. So we've been planning to build a robot that that's mainly going to be used in organizations. So this robot is going to be an autonomous robot that's capable of navigating different terrains. For example, it should be able to navigate staircases.
No.
So the whole point of this robot is to make it a delivery robot that can work within an organization. For example, if you have an administration block where you have different offices, and then you have documents that need to move between these offices. So we thought of trying to build something that can be used to do such. So you can just give it a document, carries, can navigate different terrains. If it's climbing stairs, it climbs the stairs until it delivers the documents. And then not only is it meant for delivering documents, it's a multi-purpose robot, so it can be used for a lot of things. So I think that's one of the projects that we've been trying to work on. Though right now we've mostly done like theory work on it. We're still trying to look at different aspects, still planning because it's not an easy thing. It's a very big project. Yeah. So we've done, yeah, right now we're doing concept work, coming up with designs and whatnot.
Interesting. Right. Thank you so much for your time. This has been a wonderful discussion, wonderful interview. I'd like to know, do you have any social media handles where people can be getting updates on the activities that you have as a club?
Yes, we do have social media handles. We're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, and the page is Robotics Club CBU. So you can follow through these channels if you want to know more about the club. I think we're also on TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. On TikTok, yeah, same name, Robotics Club. Yeah, so we do post updates on these pages on the activities that we're doing and what we're up to.